How's it going, everybody? This is Sunaak here, back for another episode of Pokemon Leaf Green. In the last episode, we were here at Celadon City, and we obtained our 4th gym badge from Erica. So we are halfway done with the badges, at least. In this episode, I know that I said that we were going to be heading to the west in the last episode, but I actually changed my mind. But before we do that, there's actually one new Pokemon that we can find in this grass that I accidentally kind of missed. But well, I guess I'm kind of looking for it in the grass, so let's go ahead and go over it, shall we? The new Pokemon that we can find in this grass is Doduo. The thing about Doduo is that it's a very fast physical attacker. With its attack being base 110 and its speed being base 100, so it's extremely fast. Between these 3 Pokemon, Fearow, Pidgeot, and Dodrio, I think Dodrio will actually be the best out of the 3. And I would put Fearow more of the middle of the road. Don't get me wrong, I really love Falco and Pidgeot, and it's good in its own aspect. But if you're looking for a pure fast physical attacker, then Dodrio, you literally can't go wrong there. It's honestly, I highly recommend it if especially you don't have a flying type by this point in time. So if you don't have one, pick one up. Yeah, I couldn't find one in the grass, but however, moving forward, by this point I recommend that you guys capture 30 Pokemon at least. Because I went ahead and I was missing like 6 Pokemon, so I went ahead and caught 6 random Pokemon that I was missing, in order to obtain this item. But without further delay, let's just go ahead and fly over to Lavender Town, because I actually want to go ahead and go south of Lavender Town instead of west of Celadon, because the cycling road is not a bad place to train up and everything, and it's a really fast road to get to the next city that we're trying to, or the next town that we're trying to get to, or it's a city actually. But I actually want to start training up my Pokemon, because to be honest, the next gym leader, his Pokemon is gonna be, his ace at least is gonna be in the 40s, so I feel like my team can't handle that right now. So unfortunately I need to train up a bit, and I think cycling road has a little bit of, I mean, I can handle the cycling road, it's just I think these trainers will actually be you know, a breeze to do. So there's gonna be a lot of fishermen here. I should have swapped out Amaterasu for Lotus. When we get to a specific point in this area, I want to go ahead and do a speed up, because personally this is going to be a place, either road is going to have a boatload of trainers and it's actually a really good experience, and I kind of don't want to miss out on it. So I'll let you know once we're going to go ahead and continue this speed up. But for now, we're going to go ahead and fight this fisherman here. We haven't seen Lotus in a while, so instead of wasting our time here with Amaterasu, let's go ahead and use Lotus. Yeah, weaken the fire type moves here. We're going to use grass types anyway. Okay, Razor Leaf should knock it out real quick. Awesome. I'm gonna be completely honest. This is actually, like, I think this is my 3rd time retrying this episode, because oh my god, I was having so much trouble. I found myself fumbling a lot during the recording and kind of going all over the place, and it wasn't really a coherent episode. So I kind of freaked out, and I didn't freak out, but I was kind of like, ugh, like I knew I wasn't gonna like it, so I don't want to put out stuff I don't like. But then once I was like, okay, I'm gonna retry, I got level-headed about everything. I was going through this area and I almost got done with it, but I accidentally deleted a move I deleted Ice Beam by accident on Poseidon, and I was like, oh no, I'm not gonna go grind up 4,000 coins again. So I was like, just screw it. So this is the 3rd take, and this should hopefully be the last take if you're seeing this. So instead of wasting time with Amaterasu, use Lotus here. Very nice. And I'm gonna go ahead and cut this guy out real quick. Yeah, that's the thing about all these trainers and the fishermen. They're gonna have some of the same water types here, so I'm gonna be cutting them out for the most part. because it's the same Pokemon over and over. The Fishing Fool versus Pokemon Kid. Yeah, sorry about that. I mean, I honestly like to... Well, I guess I'll fight this guy for a little bit. I'd like to get your opinion on that. How are y'all liking me cutting out some of the pointless battles and then speeding up a lot of the areas? Because I kind of feel like it's been going on a lot, but I feel it's just... They're throwing a lot of trainers at us and a lot of grind-heavy places. So, and I just don't want to put on a very boring video for you guys. So, I guess if you guys want to voice your concerns down below, I'd really appreciate it. Okay, he's going to be using a Shelter here. I probably should have skipped over this one because he has 4 Pokemon. But oh well, nothing Lotus can't handle. Real quick at least. But yeah, I have a lot planned for this episode. I'm honestly pretty excited to show you all what's going on in this one. Okay, another Goldeen. Wonder what level you evolve at. I think it's somewhere in the 30s, if not really close to 30. Very nice. I want to get Lotus up to level 32 for sure in this episode, and as well as Amaterasu to level 29, because she's almost there. So that should be really good. Okay. Very nice. We defeated Fisherman Elliot. It's not easy. Obviously, it is for me. Thank you, Lotus. Okay. Why not? I'll go ahead and show this double battle because we don't have too many in this game, and see if we can get Lotus and Amaterasu to 32 and 29. Hey Jess, if we win, I'll marry you. Oh my god, it's funny how they always kind of make them super, like, the honeymoon phase every time. So, Nidoran male and female. Yeah, no, that's not going to be a lot of experience, unfortunately. The cool thing is, I think I forgot to mention it the last time. There are some moves, as you can see, they're both flashing. There's some moves that will actually hit both the opponents, which is actually pretty useful, especially in this gen, because Surf, we haven't gotten it yet, but I'll definitely make sure later to show it. But Surf in this generation was so broken and amazing for double battles, which doesn't happen a lot, but Surf now in new generations, they will actually hurt your teammate as well as the other Pokemon, but in this gen it was only the opponents, which was very nice. But I can see why they made it the change in the newer games, but it was cool while it lasted. Anyway, we should finish them up real quick. Very easy enemies right now. Okay, just one more Razor Leaf should hopefully do it. Oh, yeah, I'm so dumb. I should have done the quick attack to Nidoran male instead, because I don't think this is gonna knock it out. I think it should. Okay, thank you for being powerful, Lotus. Thank you. And yeah, it was kind of whatever experience. Oh, but why? I guess we ruined a marriage, guys. Oops. And I want to heal up real quick for this. Alrighty, guys. I healed up real quick, and I put Knuckles in the front of the party because this is actually going to be a pretty tough one. But if y'all played Pokemon, you'll know who this big fat loaf is. Want to use the Poke Flute? Yes, please. So the Snorlax woke up and attacked in a grumpy rage. So, I guess you know where this is gonna go. Let's go ahead and take a look at Snorlax's bio. Snorlax is a crazy good physical attacker as well as a special wall. So it's honestly really crazy, and some people actually can consider this a pseudo-legendary of some kind. Alongside Dragonite, because its HP is base 160. So literally this Pokemon is fat, being both physical and figuratively, because my god, those stats are amazing. It's a really great normal type out of all of them, in my opinion. This Pokemon, however, I recommend capturing them both, or at least capturing one, because there are only 2 in this save file. And so if you kill them both, or yeah, you don't have another chance to catch it again. So make sure you have Pokeballs stocked up on you right now. So my strategy for this is that it's going to be very annoying. He's super powerful, as you can see in the stats. Oh crap, thank you, Knuckles. So my strategy was that I want to make sure that he's asleep and in the red, because oh my god, that's going to help out a lot. But the only thing is he's going to be using rest all the time. And just also because he's asleep, oh my god, yes, great. Okay, good, I didn't have to worry too much. So that was good, that was easy. So we got Snorlax. Very lazy, just eats and sleeps. As its root and bulk builds, it becomes steadily more slothful. Would we like to give a nickname to this Snorlax? I would say yes, definitely, because I want to add Snorlax to my team. So everyone, welcome Totoro the Snorlax. His design kind of reminds me of my neighbor Totoro. And if any of y'all are Studio Ghibli fans, y'all probably get a kick out of this. But yes, I want to add him to the team because I've needed a 6th member for, I didn't really need it right away, but Snorlax was the perfect last choice for me, as I wanted some really raw power and a really big, bulky Pokemon for my team. So I'm going to go ahead and have him transferred to the PC and keep him there for a while, because he's already caught up to the team, and we can get him back later. But we're going to be using some HM moves and everything too. So the reason why I wanted y'all to make sure that y'all had 30 Pokemon, because one of Professor Oak's aides is actually here. Hi, remember me? I'm one of Professor Oak's aides. If your Pokedex is completed on 30 species, I'm supposed to give you a reward. The item finder. So this is perfect. So yes, of course, we have 31 now, thanks to Totoro being in the party now. So we find, yeah, so this item is perfect if you want to be looking around for a lot of hidden items. Unfortunately, this is like not a great version of the item finder, but it's still good nonetheless. But I wanted to make sure I grabbed it, because if you have the item finder and come back to where Snorlax was, if you stand on the exact spot and use it, there will be an item for you, and I want to make sure to grab both. Oh, the item finder is shaking wildly. There's an item buried underfoot. So we got the leftovers. This item is fantastic. It's literally an item, I think it recovers I think it's 1/16 of your health. So with that being said, I want to head back to this side real quick, and I actually want to capture this other Snorlax too, just to see which one has the better nature. So I'm gonna heal up real quick, and I'll see you at the Snorlax here on Route 16. Alrighty guys, I went ahead and I just did it off screen because it was the same battle, and oh my god, I actually got lucky. And I think I'll just put a little clip of it here, but literally, Snorlax survived with 1 HP, and I got super lucky because I forgot to save, and if I would have knocked it out, I would have knocked it out. But it was kind of pointless. Well, it wasn't pointless. I got both leftovers, but both Snorlax had the same exact natures. But its stats were a little different, but the original one that I caught was the one that I wanted to go with anyway. So without further ado, well, before we do, I'm going to go ahead and show you this building here first, because there's actually something extremely useful here for us. I'm the fishing guru's younger brother. I simply love fishing. I can't bear to go without it. Tell me, do you like to fish? Grand, I like your style. I think we could be friends. So we received the best rod, is the super rod. And if I'm not mistaken, you get both the old and the super rod before you even get a chance to get the good rod, which is actually kind of weird, but at least you can skip the good rod and use the super rod. There's actually a lot of new Pokemon that we can capture with the super rod. So while I'm going through this speed up, I will actually show you guys all the Pokemon that we can capture with the Super Rod, and I'll tell you which locations and everything too, because there's quite a bit, but there's not tons. But without further ado, let's go ahead and start the speed up. See you guys when I'm done. What? Lotus is evolving? Yes, exactly the reason why I wanted to get Lotus to level 32 already, because he wasn't getting a lot of screen time in these past couple episodes, so I wanted to make this episode a little bit special for him. Because at 32 he evolves to Venusaur. Honestly, my favorite starter, and well, one of my favorite starters. There's another one, but we'll get into later. But Venusaur is amazing, so let's go ahead and take a look at him before we continue to speed up. Very, very nice. So we've came a long way already, so very, very nice. So see you all when it's done. Alrighty guys, why don't we go ahead and get into this, these new Pokemon here, starting off with the actual route encounter being here at Route 12. Venonat. Venonat is a special attacker. It's a bug type that will actually be a bug poison, I believe is what it is, once it evolves into Venomoth. It suffers from the lack of bug moves, but so it won't be able to utilize its stab, but it has an okay-ish move pool. The notable moves that it can actually, like a notable move that it can actually learn by level up is at level 52, unfortunately, is Psychic. And it also has Silver Wind, but Bug is physical, so it won't be able to utilize it. I can't really recommend this Pokemon, unfortunately. Alrighty guys, now that I also got Amaterasu to level 29, I want to also do something special for her. Because now that I got the moves that I wanted to do before I evolved her, so why don't we go ahead and do just that? So let's go ahead and use the Firestone. It was used. What? Amaterasu is evolving? Yes, finally. Hopefully the stats will be a lot better because oh boy, that adamant nature is kicking my ass. I'll show you the stats right now in a bit, but very nice. So now we have a beautiful Ninetales. Honestly, one of the best designed Pokemon in my opinion. Very, very nice Pokemon. So let's go and look at the stats while we're here. And thanks to the adamant nature, I'm at 49 special attack when it should be a lot higher than the attack. But anyway, still love her. Whatever. So anyway, continuing the speed up here. Next up, we have Horsey and Seadra, depending on where you can fish. This Pokemon is a special attacker that actually can't evolve until after the post game, or until the post game. It also has some really high physical defense, but it really lacks a lot of moves, unfortunately. So in that regard, I can't recommend the Horsey line at all. Oh, and it's a Fire Red exclusive, by the way. Next up, we actually have Poliwag and Poliwhirl, depending on where you also fish. It's a kind of bulky mixed attacker, but it favors physical attack. But you can actually utilize the water and fighting type, so it's really good in that regard. It evolves fully with a Water Stone, but I personally don't recommend you evolve it until level 43, which you get a move called Belly Drum, which will actually half your HP, but you get your attack maxed out, which is beneficial like you won't believe. I can somewhat recommend it. It has a very unique typing and it can be fun. Next up, we have Psyduck. This is a Fire Red exclusive. So Psyduck is actually a mixed attacker, but it has better special attack than it does physical. It's kind of bulky. I think there's no stat under 70, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going off blindly off my notes, so I'm sorry. I kind of recommend it. But there are still better options for a water type. Next up, we have a LeafGreen exclusive. Actually, I'm not too sure if it's a LeafGreen exclusive because I saw that you were able to catch it, depending on where you fished to in Fire Red. But I need to double check that. But the Pokemon is really bulky, having really great defenses. It has great special attack, and its typing is really good, being water and psychic. The only thing that really hinders it is its speed. It's extremely slow. I can somewhat recommend it, but there is a better LeafGreen exclusive. And that being said, let's look at Staryu. Staryu is actually a very speedy special attacker. With just like Slowpoke, it benefits with dual typing being water and psychic. But I honestly recommend you evolve it before level 33, because at level 33 Me gets Confuse Ray. I highly recommend this Pokemon over Slowpoke, hands down, if you're playing Elite 3. The only issue with it is that you will have to invest in a lot of TMs for it to utilize its potential to the max. Next up, we have Krabby and Kingler. Actually, I think I might have messed it up with the previous Pokemon. I think the Slowpoke line is purely Leaf Green, whereas I thought Krabby was Leaf Green, but Krabby can be found in both versions depending on where you surf, but if you if you fish in Pallet Town, you will find a Kingler. This Pokemon is another Pokemon that faces unfortunate wasted potential because it's a physical attacking water type with really high defenses. I can't recommend this Pokemon as it is a really bad generation for it. Next up, we can actually have the chance to catch Gyarados. This Pokemon is a great physical attacker with some really high special defense, being at 100. Learn some good moves to utilize its stats. I think the only notable moves that it can learn are Dragon Rage at 25, Hydro Pump at level 40, and then Hyper Beam at level 55. But honestly, the Celadon City department store has the Hyper Beam TM, so I recommend just buying it and teaching it there. I can somewhat recommend it, but like I said, there are some better options for it as the moves are kind of lacking. Next up, we have Shelder. Shelder is a mixed attacker with some extreme physical defense. It literally goes off the charts at 180. Sadly, these Pokemon suffer from shallow move pools, unfortunately. It only notable moves that it can learn are Ice Beam and Surf, and those are TMs and HMs. So it's literally like the level up moves aren't really that great. I can't really recommend it mainly because of the lack of moves. Next up, this is actually kind of a silly Pokemon. If you go to Celadon City and fish there, you have a 1% chance, I believe, to find Grimer. Grimer has high HP, attack, and special defense. It's bulky specially, but it's very slow, but the poison type is a very good type in my opinion. I can recommend Grimer and Muck. It's a very unique Pokemon, and it could be fun to use. And last but not least, we have at Route 13, by the way, this is Ditto. Ditto is an extremely terrible Pokemon. It has no stats over level 48, which is absurd. So it's basically really useless. Its only purpose is for breeding, which we can't, and I actually won't be doing in this playthrough at all because it's more of like the multiplayer competitive scene. I honestly can't recommend this Pokemon. Alrighty guys, I went ahead and finished up all the trainers on this route, and without further ado, let's go ahead and head into the next city. This is the gate for it here. But first, let's go ahead and see what's upstairs. I think this is 50 Pokemon here is what he wants. 50. What is the reward? Experience share. That's actually not that bad. But I don't have 50 Pokemon, so too bad, so sad. And besides, I already have like my team already really close to each other anyway, so it's gonna be a little useless for me personally, but anyway, we made it here to Fuchsia City. I want to go ahead and run to the Pokemon Center real quick, heal everyone up, and see, we already have the gym here. But this place is actually really interesting, and I actually really like this city. But it's gonna be a Let's Player's nightmare, especially if you're doing bios like I am. But anyway, I'll get into that in a future episode. But anyway, yeah, no, we made it here to Fuchsia City. We got our last team member. We evolved 2 of our current team members, and we made it here to the new city. So, off screen, I think I missed a couple more Pokemon. And in the next episode, I want to go ahead and explore Fuchsia City, so that way we can see what this place has to offer. So thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one.